What is going on, folks? We are here again for another amazing Tuesday night ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series here from Homestead Miami Speedway. 1.5 miles of intense and awesome racing ahead of us. This track has always been a banger every single time we've come here, and man, I can't wait to get this one under our belts today. 3 races to go before playoffs start, and hey, we're getting right down to it. Also, the beginning of the Same State Showdown. The next 3 races to round out our regular season, all in the state of Florida. Homestead today, Sebring next week, the road course, and then to finish it all off, Daytona. Cannot wait to get this thing going. Let's go down trackside. Qualifying is about to be underway. Qualifying right now, we're going to waste no time like we never do. And right now, Austin Halsey. A couple of throwbacks from last week still making their way onto the track. I love that. We always usually see some throwbacks carry over, so fun right there. Daryl Young on top of the board so far. Stacked crowd today, though, I will say. A lot of drivers here today. Sometimes people, take days off or weeks off, or, not everybody always shows up to these races, right? For one reason or another. But man, we have, I'm pretty sure, the entire series here tonight. So it's going to be a good one. Scott Gasorn here on track as well. Christian Angel. There he is, that T-Rex ride. Hey, they love that. Back-to-back weeks in the throwback. Max Brady, always quick. Looking pretty good today, too, as well. Outside lane. Definitely going to be a contender today. Going to be a day and tonight race, though. So we're going to see some action for sure. All around and all night. Corey Heim, you know him, 62 stint machine on track today, man, just up against the fence. Looking good. Top of the board, though, so far, James Thurston. No surprise there. Very, very quick little driftaroo right here coming out of turn 2. Makes it happen. 32.62. So far, so good. Bunch of guys still very fast. Van Drugman, good to see him back after a few weeks off. Top of the board in practice, and he goes back to top of the board in qualifying. 32.61. That man is fast. Who else? William Robbins, P9 right now. All kinds of guys making good times. Kaufman Bednards right here. Comes across the stripe. Andrew Phipps, always a good qualifier in P5. Max Brady, just talking about him, in 3rd spot. Bunch of fast guys haven't gone out yet. Drew Jua, good to see him back in action today in that 38. Played a big role in that Le Mans race. Just couldn't quite get it done. Brandon Bowie, just saw him sneak in somewhere. There he is, P10. Making his way to the front. John Hagan, 3-time winner this season so far. Man, really, really good so far. Tim Robb, 22nd on the board still. Only 5 minutes of qualifying, so they got to get it done real quick. About 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Bunch of guys going out late. It looks like Drugman's... Oh, Hagen goes to top of the board here. P1. 32.60. Basically tied Drugman, but beat him out by, like a thousandths. Good stuff. Adam Garza in the 8 Cardano machine. Looking good. Mark Whitley, P6. Very solid. Testing out the brakes. Kevin King subbing in as again for Nick Silver. His 4th race. I believe he's racing Daytona or even maybe next week in Sebring. So substitution drivers get 5 races in the regular season, and that's what Kevin King is doing today. So, man, I'll tell you what, stacked field today. Daryl Young still holding on to P14. Very good spot right here. A lot of guys have already qualified. Better place bumps up to 13th here in that Ghost machine. Kevin King, no surprise here. Number 1 on top. 32.59, last week's winner. 2-time winner already, actually, this season. And, hey, he's making it happen. A lot of guys didn't qualify or choosing not to qualify. A couple of guys having issues also maybe in qualifying. Some notables, Brendan 6th, 31st. Frankie Barroso, 36th. Bunch of more guys as well. So, interesting for sure. Warm-up session is going to be underway right now. We're going to give the drivers about 5 minutes just to practice some pit road entry and things like that. Pit exit, pit entry, grab a drink of water, bathroom break, you know, the whole deal. So we'll step aside real fast, thank some sponsors. We'll come right back in about 4 minutes. Stick around, folks.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Welcome back, folks. We are here today for the TATER 225 presented by Starch Industries. Man, big shout out to the boys over in the X Spaces. I know they're over there cheering us on and probably, I don't know, making fun of me or making fun of... I know I went over there last week and they're like, man, you say a lot of things all the time. And I'm like, yep, I do. It's just part of it. But hey, gonna be a lot of fun tonight. Homestead, arguably one of the driver's favorite tracks on the service. Always has been one of my favorites as well. This place can really be kind of anything you want it to be, right? It can be a down low, you know, racing groove. It can be up high, depending on, you know, man, just everything really. Depending on, you know, just conditions, you know, sun, nighttime. We're going to see it all tonight. Up high, down low, everywhere. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this place always provides incredible racing. So thanks to you folks for being here, watching online, and hey, wherever you are, right? Could be in the cubicle, could be at home, in bed, on a luxurious yacht somewhere in the middle of the Mediterranean Ocean. I don't know, but appreciate you being here, and always a fun time on Tuesday nights. So we're going to get down to it. Right now, though, man, bunch of drivers on track in the warm-up. Getting some things going here, obviously letting them get that warm-up session just to kind of get a feel for competition and whatnot. I'll tell you what, this is one of those tracks that I feel like is going to impress us. I think a lot of people like this track. People know how to drive this track. So I think it's going to be a really, really good race. I really do. I don't want to jinx it, right? But hey, we've had some bangers lately. As you can see, Kevin King testing coming down pit road. It can be pretty difficult right there. But man, 35 plus drivers tonight. is pretty cool. Typically, we're hovering about that, above 30, give or take. But man, always good to see everyone coming out for Homestead. One of the best tracks on the surface, in my opinion. So here we go. We're gonna get down to trackside here for the grid. We're gonna be starting in sun conditions. We're gonna end this race, if not at nighttime, pretty darn close to it. Gonna be very, very good. So, as we always like to do, let's go on the grid. Take a look at the starting grid today for the TATER 225 here from Homestead Miami Speedway. Always a good time here. Kevin King on the pole today. Man, can he go 2 for 2 here these last couple of weeks? Looking for his 3rd win of the season. John Hagan going for his 4th win. Man, this guy is just bad fast lately. What can he do today? Van Drugman, fastest in practice. Definitely has the ability to do it. Adam Garza, James Thurston, P5. Max Brady. Unbelievable. This top 6 is just all-star material. Christian Angel, P7. Mealy, P8. Mark Whitley, 9th place. Austin Sayers in P10. Phipps, Anderson, Will Doe, Fetter Place. Some great qualifying laps for these guys up front here. Daryl Young, P15. Weist, Fleming, Kaufman, Larson, and Robb round out the top 20. Second half of the field, Corey Heim, P21. Brandon Bowie, Zelazny right there in P23. Smrecker, Thomas Meeks, Julio Villalobos, William Robbins, Landon Bednards, Austin Halsey, Ethan Delaire in P30. Last couple of drivers here, Scott Gasorn, Brandon 6 and 32nd. Drew Jua, another fast driver. Expect these guys to get through the field here pretty easily. Frankie Barroso has to do an EOL today for a penalty from last week. Same thing actually with Max Brady. Max Brady will have to serve a drive-through at the beginning of this race. Ryan Sharp, Chris from the pits, it looks like. Michael Johnson and Kenny Reel, they were here, but not anymore. So we'll see where they line up. But here we go. We're going to get right down to it. Nice and quick here. Not going to waste any time. The TATER 225 here from Homestead, Miami. About to be under green. And here we go. Green flag is out. Just like that, 1 lap underway right now. A lot of guys under some fire right here. Kevin King in P4. Going to be put 3 wide here. Looks like he's going to, man, got the pole and then got it snagged away. Ooh, Van Drugman. Adam Garza really close together. Garza did not like that little door slam right there on lap 2. Got to be careful. Way too early to be letting tempers flare just like that already. Can't let it get to you. Long race, 150 laps today. They know what it takes. John Hagan already up to P1. Kevin King, I think, is on a different strategy. He knows maybe to hold back a little bit, save some fuel. It's going to be close here in these stages. Stage 1's 50 laps. Stage 2, lap 100. There we go. 150 laps today. Lap 50 is stage 1. Lap 100 for stage 2. The race is basically split into thirds, so keep that in mind as we get this race going. Front of the field about to be pretty well straightforward here. 2 wide for the most part in the middle of the pack. This is one of those tracks too that I feel like is kind of a nice equalizer. Anybody can be good here. You know, it kind of goes back to my comment as Will Doe is 3 wide here. Made it happen though. This is one of those tracks that I feel like if you're good along the wall, you can make it work, right? Ooh, as Smrecker gives Tim Robb a little bit of a shot right there, but Robb holds on to it. Gonna ride the outside lane here. He'll make it happen, but yeah, you gotta be so careful. The track is wide enough to make anything work, which is kind of nice, right? And that's usually why these races can be very good. There's room to race, and it's multi-groove, right? A lot of these tracks nowadays with this car, it's just so hard to pass, and one lane, right? Like I think about Charlotte, you know, sometimes, and tracks like that, right? But man, a track like this, wide enough to make it happen. Fetter Place in the middle, trying to maybe side draft Corey Heim right there. So far, not too bad. A lot of changes here. Again, we're going to see all kinds of racing. Smecker looking on the inside here of Daryl Young. Decided against it. Ooh, look at that. Into the wall. I think that was a Lasney, maybe even Tim Robb again. Got to be so careful. It's so early in this race. You can't give it up just now. Tim Robb still way up high. A lot of grip up there, though. Look at the run they get. Tim Robb gets that drive. Zelazny right there as well. So early, though. Cannot kill your tires. Garza, man, looking good. A lot of these guys, keep in mind, right? I believe the Coke Series is off today, so a lot of the guys who had Coke Series, priorities and responsibilities, right? I don't think they're doing that, obviously, so they're here today. Man, a lot of good guys. Majority of our field is here, so love to see everyone showing up on a Tuesday night. Corey Heim on the inside right here, really making the bottom line work, and I feel like for me, the outside lane will probably turn into a passing lane first half of this race, depending on how the tires wear out on a lot of these guys. But for me, I like the inside line to save tires. We'll see what they decide to do, though. Second half of the field still, again, single file, double file for the most part. Everyone, though, up front. Max Brady looks like he did serve his drive-through, so he's back here. Still on the lead lap. Able to continue. Josh Larson blinking. We've got to be careful of that. Hopefully race control can handle it. Usually they do. It's one of those things that can happen, right? So John Hagan up front in this race. Again, 41 laps to go until stage one's end. Fuel should be able to go until around there. It's going to be close, though. Do we expect cautions early, cautions late? I think back to last week, right? I mean, man, that race was really good the first 120 laps, and then it kind of went south, but just goes to show that these boys can definitely put on one hell of a race when they want to. Right now, everyone's showing up, though. Looking good. Corey Heim. Oh, no, Corey! Oh, man. Jua involved. Kaufman. Zelazny, though, right over the nose of Corey Heim. That'll bring out our first caution of the day. Couldn't quite tell if that was... I mean, Corey was down low. I think Trevor maybe just came down there. We'll take a look. We'll try and find it real quick. All right, so Trevor Zelazny here. Trying to get a good angle. Okay, it happens already. We'll go back a little bit. I want to find out when it happened. Here we go. This is going to be a good view here. So, Corey Heim. Here it is. Trevor Zelazny. Blue car on the outside. Corey Heim, the black car on the inside. It's not going to happen just here. I think we got a little too early. But we will see it. So right here, going to be on the outside. Yeah, see, Corey's not even moving. Trevor just kind of comes down just a little bit. And that left rear just hooks right around the 62. So not going to be huge damage, I don't think, for either one. I don't think they had a lot of... Trevor did for sure. Robbins going to be banged up there. Gasorn, Kaufman. Yeah, pretty unfortunate. Jua right here in that 38 as well. So not going to be good, but yeah, that's just an issue where, I mean, yeah, Trevor unfortunately comes down across the nose. And that'll be it. That'll open up pit road here for a lot of drivers. That's going to be huge for Max Brady with the penalty, obviously, and that'll be good. Can get right back going on the lead lap, I believe, here, and should be all set to go and continue this race, get back to the front. But Van Drugman is being shown as the leader right now. Looks like Hagen came down, I believe. Just want to verify that real quick. And he did. He's being shown in P11, so it looks like the top 10 stayed out, potentially. Oh, no, Kevin King's coming back down pit road now after everything is interesting. Not sure why he's coming down pit road now after everyone just did, unless there was some kind of penalty, but man, that's unfortunate if that's the case. Either way, we're going to go back green here on lap 14. I'm going to get right back to it. So, a couple of drivers involved in that one. Kevin King, just want to verify real quick what he's got going on here. Got tires going on that machine. And then off he goes. So, okay. Interesting call there. Zelazny's still on pit road. Went a lap down, it looks like right there, but unfortunate. Joseph Mealy actually going to be shown as the leader. So, excuse me, it looks like maybe the leaders did come down pit road. It just looks like on my screen it was a bit jumbled. So, a bunch of guys here staying out and a bunch coming down pit road. So, I mean, look at this lineup. Mealy. You know what? Let's just do it. In the TATER machine today, Starch 1. Let's go cockpit. Let's go Hosky hot lap from the green flag here. Green flag is out. And right here on board, Joseph Mealy. Gonna get a pretty decent restart, but then look at that. Van Drugman on the inside. Mealy gonna do everything he can to hold on to this P2 right here. You've got to be so careful around him. Still looking good. Gonna choose that middle lane. Nice late entry. Gonna get a good exit right here. Look at this move right here. Nice and stable wheel. Gonna come around. Hey, gonna get a good run on Drugman's. That's what it takes around this 1.5 mile track. Great restart for all of these drivers. Look at this 3 wide already. Christian Angel in the middle. Hagen moving up. You only get 5 sets of tires too, by the way. So these guys might have already been saying, you know what? We're going to use those tires now. We'll save them at the end. But I've always been a guy who likes to be on the offense. As speaking of offense, man, Frankie Barroso's trying to get to the front here from the back. Had the EOL. Ooh, oh no. Tim Robb. All out of sorts right here. I don't know how we stay green after all that, but man, Tim Robb. I couldn't tell if he just doored Frankie right there, but man, that was just not good. It's not going to be easy to try and find that back, but I'm not sure what that was about. That was not cool. Let's see if this is actually it right here. Look at this, 3 wide right here. Frankie's on the outside. Tim Robb in the middle. Yeah, I mean, man, gets into Thurston too, so I don't know what that was, unless Robb just didn't think he was 3 wide potentially, but too early for that. Way too early on lap 17. But up front, Van Drugman making a good case for himself right here in the front of the pack. 0.6 of a second. Devin Smecker. Already a good run in that drip drops machine. He's putting together a couple of good races this past 2 or 3, I would say. Exactly what he needs to lock himself into that top 12 ahead of playoff time. Matthew Fleming continuing to do some top 10 work right here, right in 9th place. Andrew Phipps has that top 10 spot. Again, still 30 laps away from the end of stage 1, but we are getting there as John Hagen makes his move around Christian Angel. And Weist continues Tell you what, Weiss right now, I believe 6th in points. And that is just phenomenal after his season. Again, it goes back to, you know, I see these guys, you know, week in and week out, right? They always perfect their craft. You know, the first season they come in, right? It's like, man, like this dude, you know, I don't know, right? But then a couple seasons later, and they're just popping off. And Jacob Weiss, and really Tim Robb too, is one of those guys that has just figured it out, especially in this series, this season. Maximizing points. It's a feel-good story for sure. Daryl Young in P11 right now. A lot of these guys in the top 10 have been able to maintain their spots, which is interesting. I think right now the time to maximize track position is going to be now in the daytime. Once the nighttime hits, or at least once we get closer to nighttime, it's going to be harder, right? The track will be a lot more gripped up and tighter. Not going to be as free to try and get track position, so that'll be tough. But right now, they got to make their moves, get your stage points, and do what you can. Get to the front. Max Brady, look at this, man. Already P17 right now, getting himself back to the front after his drive-through penalty. And then Frankie Barossa right there as well. So EOL for Frankie. These two guys, I can promise you, they're going to be there at the end of this race. Just you wait and see. Zelazny back on the track, which is great to see. Kenny Reel as well. I think I just saw him on there, but not quite. Michael Johnson, unfortunately, is not. So yeah, a bunch of guys started the race, but then weren't able to. I know Michael Johnson's been having a bunch of PC issues again, which is unfortunate. Man, just tough to see sometimes with those good drivers. Scott Gasorin, Thomas Meeks, and Robbins up here, looking to get themselves as close to the front as they can. Fetter Place is down 13 spots. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he is definitely not where he wants to be, I feel like. Again, fuel strategy, tires, that can all play a big role into this, right? These stages are short enough to where you can maybe save a set of tires, or even the fuel. Oh, it's Villalobos really has to handle that car to save it coming out of turn 2. That's a good job. Halsey right here, Ryan Sharp, James Thurston again had that damage. We just saw it with Tim Robb. Right front damage a little bit. That'll be able to be fixed in the pits, but for now, definitely not good. As right now, James Thurston is the points leader for the series, looking to get himself the #1 seed in the playoffs. Hasn't had a bad race in a while, I gotta say. You know, avoided a lot of bad luck and a lot of incidents, but unfortunately today has already gotten wrapped up in one. So not good early on. Tim Robb, 21st. Brandon 6th. Back here in 20th. Again, when I see guys like this in the back, I'm thinking about Brandon 6th, Kevin King. I mean, God's sake, right? What are these guys doing back here? Corey Heim, not too far ahead. These guys have got to be back here for a reason. Now, the only thing that I can think about, again, according to my notes, we're halfway through stage 1. It's got to be fuel, right? I think we're holding on to fuel maybe. Get to the end of stage 1. Maybe even save a set of tires within this stage. It all depends, but everyone is making their way through it. Will Doe as well, having a good run in P15. A lot of guys choosing that inside lane now. We're not seeing as many takers here on the outside lane. I think they know, right? Hey, the outside line's a good passing move, right? It's a great passing lane, but if you want to save your tires to go a long distance, it's just so tough. So tough. Mark Whitley here in P6. Great battle here for Joseph Mealy, Christian Angel. This car right here, look at the Starch.1 on this car. Awesome. The TATER 225 here from Homestead. Well underway right now. 27 laps in. Everyone kind of filing in here, trying to get themselves into that top 10. This was actually one of those tracks, Homestead, that was recently, I want to say maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, iRacing came out with their first few tracks that are kind of like not redesigned, but like a new version of the track. So we were at New Hampshire, right, where they basically rescanned it, did a lot of artwork to it. Homestead, the same thing. So this is one of those tracks that's new in the sim in regards to, update. So definitely races well. Vegas in a few weeks will also be very fun as well for the wildcard race. So up front, Van Drugman still holding on to that P1 spot, 6/10 of a lead right now over John Hagen and Adam Garza. So far, so good. One caution on the board already, but not too shabby so far. Single file racing for the most part, all down low. We all know, hey, hold on to those tires. Kevin King, Corey Heim making a move right here. Might be go time for a couple of these guys trying to get stage points. This is Corey Heim's last race of the season. Came in for this Stint 62 machine for a couple races. Glad to have him, as we always are. Man, came so close to winning at Pocono. Side by side at the line with John Hagen. Man, that was pretty cool stuff. One of the highlights of the season so far was that race and that finish. Very, very fun. Max Brady still doing the same thing here. Tim Robb. These guys trying to get back to the front. Devin Sprecher, though, in P4, man, he is looking pretty solid. He has needed a race like this, I feel like, for a long time. Hasn't had the best of luck lately, but, I mean, right now, looking solid, right? I mean, hey, P4, you've got the leaders right in front of you. Falling back a little bit. Right now, you're about a second and a half away from the leaders. But this is huge, right? Just get yourself in position. Choosing the high line right here. Keeping a nice steady wheel, which is huge. Don't get into that wall. Oh, no. As Anderson going to get around him right there. You got to be careful. So careful. Down low will work. Don't want to go down below that white line. Nice and grippy right there, but it can be loose. Outside lane will definitely be comfortable. But, man, at what cost? As we just saw. Either way, good stuff, though. Still with that throwback from last week. A bunch of guys chose not to go back to their normal schemes. I love it. Some of these throwbacks, man, are just killer. Very, very good. Back in the teens here, Austin Salyers making a good run. Really, these two drivers right here in the picture. Daryl Young, P11. Austin Salyers right here. About to get passed here by maybe Kevin King, as he's going to try and start to push, it looks like, to get those stage points. But Salyers making a good move here. Up, oh no, Tim Robb way into the wall here. Got a little bit too close, it looks like, but trying to rim ride around that wall is not gonna always do it. But Daryl Young looking very, very. Hey, you know what? I hear a lot of people saying, "Hey, Daryl Young, super speedway merchant, can't do great anywhere else." I'll tell you what. Lately, he's been impressing me. You know, I know how good he is at those big tracks, draft style tracks. But man, come to Homestead. Do really well here. I think last week he had a 11th place. I mean, I'll tell you what, he's making it happen right now. Corey Heim as well, getting around Austin Salyers. Again, these guys, extreme tire saving, I feel like, to try and get themselves around to the top 10. Change here for P2. Van Drugman might be in trouble here. Adam Garza right there with 14 laps to go before the end of stage one. Keep in mind, folks, we don't throw yellows for stages. So once lap 50 happens, we just keep it rolling. But Garza, there's the move right there for the top spot. John Hagen going to be in P2 here in just a second. And there he goes. So a great battle here for P1. I'm telling you what, Adam Garza, he's come so close to his first win of this season. And I know he's got responsibilities with the college series, and I believe, from what I hear, he's been doing great in that. So that's awesome to hear. looking to get his first win of the season. A lot of guys up front here. Jackson Anderson, P4. Good job. Just passed Smecker a second ago. We saw that as it happened. Andrew Phipps holding on to P6. Christian Angel in P7. Angel, hey, I'll tell you what. Talking about guys who's having good runs. Top 10s. 2 straight top 10s into stage win lately. He is definitely on a heater. Looking to get himself 3 straight top 10s today. And some stage points right now. If he can hold on to this P7 here for the next 12 laps. Really, really impressive. As Zelazny going to be going back down a lap some more. That car, unfortunately, is pretty well slow, so hate to see it, but unfortunately self-induced that wreck. But hey, I'll tell you what, Zelazny, I believe, is P4 on the schedule. I'm sorry, on the season for points. And hey, bad races haven't come his way a lot this season, but it was bound to happen, I guess. But hey, still a long way to go. 110 laps. Can fix that car in no time. Up front again, Garza and Hagen. Hagen's kind of closing in right now, but a 10th away. This is going to be a battle for the long run car, right? I mean, we had that one caution. A couple of guys came down pit road, but a lot of guys also stayed out and didn't use their tires. And we're starting to see that happen, right? Kevin King, you know, Mealy, I believe, was one of the drivers who stayed out, didn't take tires, didn't come down pit road. And he's still maintaining a top 10, right? So that's pretty good. You know, it's not bad. I'm not sure where he was before. Oh, who was that? Salyers, I believe. Came down the track there. Might have bounced off the wall. No, he's good to go here, but a lot of these guys, 9 laps to go. You can see him hard charging it now. 6, P19, Frankie, Bowie, all in that middle 15th area. A lot of these guys really pushing to get to the top 10 now. Try and get stage points. Frankie Barroso making a good move here. Good push on the outside lane. Ryan Sharp as well in that 79. Daryl Young going to try and hold on to the inside lane here as Brandon 6 as well. Outside. Great racing. All the while, John Hagen gets the pass around Adam Garza right there. So he makes that move as Garza just kisses the wall a little bit. So these 3, I'll tell you what, look pretty well even. Van Drugman looks pretty quick on the short run, obviously, but Hagen and Garza looks like they have what it takes maybe to battle it out at the end. But again, Kevin King is still out there. You know, Corey Heim, Brandon 6, Bowie. I mean, Smecker, right? A lot of these fast guys are hovering. Might not get stage points, but they're definitely out there. And a lot can happen. Christian Angel here, Mark Whitley, teammates going at it. This right here is for a top 10 spot. P8 right now. Kevin King going to be getting around as well. Looks like Phipps might have just fallen back here with Smecker. Just saw them trading places. But lap 44. Mark Whitley succumbs to Kevin King. These guys right here still battling, man. Look at this. 3 wide. Tim Robb going to try and make it here. Max Brady right in the middle. Tim Robb holding into a 13th spot. Mark Whitley gets around his teammate for now. Christian's going to get a good run here on the outside lane for P9. We'll see if he gets around him. Ooh, Whitley with a big shakeup right there. Christian going to get back around. Mark had to hold on to that car. Did a great job. Has some right front damage now, but not going to be a lot. That'll definitely hurt that number 77. Up front, Hagen still up front. Garza right there as well As we hit lap 46, James Kaufman up high right there, went a lap down. Trying to get his lap back the old school way, it looks like, maybe on fresh tires. He's faster than Van Drugman's. Not a bad move, though. Hey, if you have the fresh tires now, try and get yourself around the leaders before the stage comes out, or before that stage caution, if we were to get it. Not going to be it, it looks like. Hey, that's why you had to do it back in the day. You had to pass the leader somehow, and not easy. Kevin King all the way back up to P7 now, so he just an absolute masterclass in saving tires. Down 6 spots from where he qualified. Obviously, he qualified on the pole, but decided to go this route when it came to strategy. So maybe wanted to test some things out, see if this will work for later on in the race. But again, this race will change very, very quickly. We're starting off in the, I don't know, late afternoon right now, but we will end past sunset. Might not be fully dark by the time we end this race, but it'll be pretty close. Track temps will go down. A lot will happen. So Corey Heim in P9 right now. Great job. Christian Angel holding on to that 10th spot. Jacob Weist a little bit far back, so he might be good here to secure the top 10 points. As we hit 1 lap to go here for stage 1. Again, no yellow will be thrown. For anybody new watching, Garza going to try and make a move here. Try and steal this stage win away. He might get a run here on the outside lane. We'll see. What can Garza do? Has a run. Backs up the corner just a little bit. Going to get a great exit here. Can he best? John Hagen. This is for the stage win. Little crossover move. Not going to be enough. John Hagen will be stage 1 winner at the line right there. We stay green though. Adam Garza going to try and make a move here. He might do it. So close. Not going to touch there on the backstretch. You can see that angle right here. Garza might be starting to kind of figure out the long run strategy. Hagen seems like he's got it going on too, but look at how close they are, man. Good stuff. Adam Garza. John Hagen, Van Drogman came down pit road. It gives up 3rd spot. As the leaders still side by side. Little touch right there. Door bang. Still dooring a little bit. Leaning on each other. Drugman, Angel, Weist, Mealy, Smecker all came down pit road. We're going to stay right here on the leader battle. Got to watch out to see how this goes. But man, still side by side. 2 laps into it. Hagen going to get the better run here. Garza might want the outside lane to try and pass him. He's going to think twice about it as they stay close. Back off pit road here. A lot of guys. Angel, Jacob Weist, Mealy, Fleming. A lot of guys down pit road right now making their green flag pit stops as the leaders still go for it. And now here's the thing too, right? Kevin King, Corey High, Whitley, maybe not Whitley, but Frankie Barroso. A lot of these guys who pit on that lap 15 caution, they can go much further now. They might have worked this race backwards and realized, hey, if we pit now, we can make it the rest of the race a certain way. As Smecker makes his way around Frankie Barroso right there for a top 10 spot. Ryan Sharp down pit road. Looks like 4 tires and fuel. And then off he goes. Lap 53 already. Stage 2 will end on lap 100. Stage 1 is already in the books right now. Just like that. A couple more coming down pit road. Kevin King now. It gives up a top 10 spot. He was hard charging pretty quick. We saw him come down pit road a second time though. I'm very interested to see what he's got going on in that mind of his, because he came down pit road by himself after the field did. Not sure if he wanted maybe to test himself or to, I don't know what he was doing, but interesting call there for sure. Comes down pit road. Daryl Young off pit road as well with the 4 tires and fuel. Nobody else down pit road. Garza still working on John Hagen here for the top spot. Lap number 55. Garza putting the pressure on right here. Lead is about a 3-second gap right now between them and then Andrew Phipps, who is right here in 3rd spot. Having a very solid race today, man. Phipps is one of those guys that is historically very, very fast and very, very good. Just has to kind of figure out the race pace a lot of the time. You know, man, he's so quick, qualifies well, but sometimes in the race makes mistakes, right? And things like that can happen. But so far today, putting it all together when it matters most. Anderson still in the top 4. Corey Heim in P5. Right here in the middle of green flag pit stops. They've kind of calmed down now for a little bit. So while we have some time here, we'll go race day nonstop. We'll thank some sponsors, folks, and we'll keep the action rolling. Stick around.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Welcome back, folks, to the TATER 225 right now. Green flag pit stops well underway. Adam Garza, Anderson all come down pit road. Fetter Place, Thurston as well. Bunch of leaders coming down pit road now. When do the rest come down? John Hagen has to come this time, I feel like. Yes, he will. Slows it down. Ooh, man. Gotta be careful there. Andrew Phipps as well, gonna follow himself in. Marco Whitley will inherit the lead here. He'll get that 1 lap lead, 1 extra bonus point, which is always nice. Corey Heim going to pass him right here for a spot. Again, all kinds of guys coming down pit road, coming off pit road, different tires. Immediately has to kind of evade traffic here. Again, fresh tires versus old tires. Here they come. Hagen down. Max Brady as well. Mark Whitley. Brandon 6. Rest of the field are coming down now, so you can expect green flag pit stops to pretty much end at this time. Salyers, Whitley as well. All down pit road. Frankie Barroso, Brandon Bowie, Will Doe, and Villalobos looks like the only guys who haven't come down pit road yet, so they are either hoping for a miracle here, maybe a caution. Frankie might be coming right now. Looks like he is. So there he is. Bowie as well, his teammate. Comes down. Doe, Villalobos, Van Drugment. Looks like we'll inherit the lead right here. He was one of the first to pit in 3rd spot. So this is going to be a good indication maybe of what the undercut looks like. for the rest of the race. Drugman's in P1. Smecker in second spot. Here comes Frankie Barroso, Bowie, Villalobos. Again, we expect 4 tires right now, full of fuel. Lap 63 already under our belts right now, and Drugman looking pretty good. He had some speed in practice, was the fastest in the practice before the race. And keep in mind, folks, these guys, and by the way, big shout out, by the way, to Premier Setup Shop. These guys just absolutely kick ass, and very good setups today. I heard a lot of good things about them, so very cool. But hey, these guys only get the setups in the same session. So they can't practice all week long, you know, with this specific setup. They only get it an hour and a half before the race starts. And you really have to kind of figure out what to do and how to, you know, tune your car, you know, master cylinders or you know, steering pinion ratio, whatever it is. And they make it happen. It's very, very fun to watch. And Van Drugman seems like he found it out the best earlier on. So we'll see what he has. But through green flag stops, this is going to be a good indication of what we can expect. Kevin King, we know, had to pit earlier. Oh, no. Jeez. Josh Larson just blinks back in from Narnia. And, man, a lot of carnage there. So you got to be careful. He is right here in the front, kind of along with Kevin King and whatnot. Looks like Larson's going to just peel off there. Smart move. He knows he blinks, and it's unfortunate because, man, Larson's very, very fast. But I hate to see it, really. Adam Garza, Corey Heim. Right here. Hagen going to get that. Look at this. I mean, even after the green flag stops, they're still neck and neck here. Hagen and Garza. So what can they do as the race progresses, right? That's going to be the thing. A lot of the guys in the back, right? This is kind of the hard thing about, you know, green flag runs or even races like this where there's no guaranteed cautions, right? You really have to manage your tires and manage, you know, how you get yourself to the front. Starting yourself in the front, right? It's just key. Got to qualify well. That way your strategy can work out even better. Austin Salyers, Scott Gassorn right here in top 24-25. Thurston is back in 23rd. Not a spot we'd normally see him, but he has that right front damage. Try and see if we can find that. It wasn't terrible, but he got tangled up in that same wreck, I believe it was, with, oh, not wreck, but the incident with Tim Robb bouncing off of Frankie and then Thurston as well. Yeah, that right front, you can see it. Pretty well banged up. He'll definitely fix that in a yellow flag setting. He won't do it under green. We'll just take up too much time. But lap 69, sun starting to set a little bit here from Homestead Miami Speedway. Adam Garza, let's ride on board him real quick. Get a good indication of what it's like. And you can see, I mean, right now he's still fighting Hagen. No real need to pass him right now, though, right? I think at this point, you're on a pretty similar strategy. I think the play here is to maybe, man, I don't know, maybe stay behind Hagen, use some draft, save some fuel a little bit, and just get to the front together and then battle it out. But Garza very, very good right now. Hagen the same thing, very good. Kevin King not too far ahead of him right there as well. And we can see the sunset starting to kind of creep down right now. Sunny skies. Sunset will approach here in the not too distant future. So great race, and man, even better competition layout. You can see it right there, the sun peeking out, turn 4. That's going to get worse over the next probably 10 or 15 minutes. Expect that to get pretty dicey. But so far, so good. Back in the field, quick update on these guys. Matthew Fleming looks like has damage here on the right front. Similar to what Thurston maybe has. Probably got into the wall too much. That can happen, but that arrow not going to be too good. Going to go a lap down here, actually, to the leaders. Drew Jua as well back here. Very uncharacteristic. Drew Jua, very, very fast driver. But today, not looking too hot. Again, don't see a lot of damage. He was involved in that first wreck with Corey Heim and Zelazny. But I don't see a whole lot of damage here to that 38. So we'll see how that ends up working out for him. Man, right now, Van Drugman's in P1 still. Again, pitted early, but a 3.5-second lead right here. And making it all happen right now. So Smucker P2 again holds on to that spot here, but Garza, hey, look at, got around Hagen. Uh-oh, Hagen kind of lost some time here, half a second or so, unless he's just hanging back. But Garza going to try and get to the front. King not too far back either. Corey Heim, pretty big gap between 5th and 6th. So Garza makes the move around Smucker. His teammate here gonna let him go, it looks like. So we'll see. Again, 24 laps to go here already before the end of stage 2. Thomas Meeks kind of way down low here. He's back in, where is Thomas Meeks actually? Back in 30th spot. Quick shout out, by the way, to Thomas Meeks, man. He's been in here in this series, I think the longest, actually. I know he's got the most race starts. He's been here since season 1, day 1. And hey, always appreciate Thomas Meeks, Wheels America. If you're a longtime ASRA follower, man, Wheels America was the title sponsor for us for 4 seasons, I believe it was, and always good to see them still on the car, still in the series. That's when you know, man. That's when you know it's going good for you. Same people for a long time, and it's good to see. Meeks has gotten better for sure right now in 30th spot. I know it's not really a reflection of how he's doing, but definitely. But I keep saying it, right? The competition this season, and I said it last season too, man, it has just gotten to a whole new level. As we're seeing Van Drugman, that gap starting to close right now. 3 seconds back to Adam Garza. Definitely closing that gap. But last season we had a lot of competition, 12 different winners. A couple of guys came in, you know, snuck out a win and then bounced, which is totally fine. Hey, we love that actually, because more eyes on the series and more talent on the track. So always fun to see that. But this season so far, man, it's just, there's so many people who can win a race. I mean, I look at this top 15 really, maybe even more, and I'm just like, man, like, so many guys can win on any given day. It's really, really impressive. Van Drugman, obviously, we know how fast he is, and he can get it done today, but I think he's going to need a short run burst to get it done. Everything that I've seen so far in this race, Garza and Hagen look to be the fastest on a long run. Kevin King, he's creeping up in there, but man, Garza, Hagen, They have the long run speed. So I think it's going to be, what kind of race do we see at the end, right? Right now, we're just past the halfway point of the race. About 6 laps past halfway, actually. So what kind of race do we see, right? Last week, we saw, at Old Phoenix, man, we were green for 120 laps. Super good racing, but then it kind of went like, then we had 10. Like, boom, 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 boom. Like, cautions like crazy. So if we get that again tonight, I really think Drugman is going to be the guy to beat. I think right now on these short bursts, short runs, he's really, really good. But Garza Hagen, Kevin King maybe, definitely have that long run speed. So we'll see how this thing goes. Scott Gashorn going to try and get a lap back. Maybe I thought he had some clean tires. Oh, I just saw him actually come down pit road, so he does have fresh tires. Multiple laps down, though. Maybe going to kiss the wall here just a little bit. Going to try and get it back the old school way. A couple of guys, I got to point them out. Bowie Esport drivers right now not doing too hot. 17th, 18th, 20th with Fetter Place. Frankie Brosso in 13th, not bad so far, getting back to the front again after his EOL to start the race. Max Brady was kind of towards the front. Okay, right now back in 19th, had the drive-through to start. So again, a lot of these guys didn't qualify well, and that's usually the culprit. Brendan 6 up 13 spots from where he qualified. Didn't qualify great at all. Brandon Bowie the same thing. So shocking to me sometimes why we see things like this. Bowie actually has some right side damage, right front damage actually, similar to what we've seen with Thurston and and all them. So a lot of these guys, it's funny because we don't expect, and again, knock on wood, right? We don't expect to see long green flag runs all the time, but typically lately we see a lot of green flag runs at the beginning of the race, and then later on in the race, if we get cautions, depending on how they fall, it'll start to ramp up. And it just depends, right? It depends on, the race strategy, what people decide to do. As Frankie Brosso right now makes a move around Daryl Young. This is for 12th spot. As we're seeing, I think that was one driver into the wall, but he's going to be good to go right now. So Daryl Young holding on to that 13th spot. Frankie Brosso is on the move in his home track of Homestead, Miami. Looking pretty quick right now. Again, a long race. Not going to get stage points maybe, but definitely on the move. Weist quite a bit away in front of him. About a second away. And then about 3 seconds away from a top 10 to get some stage points. So a lot going down. And a lot of good racing though so far. Love to see it. Good stuff. Look at this though. Drew Drua, James Thurston. Yeah, unfortunately just hasn't gone their way today. Very, very fast drivers. Thurston, I know, was very pumped about this track in this race. But again, hasn't had the caution to kind of come in, fix that damage. And that can be a big killer a lot of the times. Drugman out here in P1. Don't expect pit stops here until we get pretty much past the stage end. I don't think we're going to see that for a while here. But man, look at the gap. Garza has definitely caught up already to Van Drugman. Garza very, very fast right now. Working his way. Drugman's tires definitely worn out. This is going to be a pass here for the lead on lap 89. Just about 10 laps away here from stage 2. Drugman going to go way up high, going to hit the wall there, not going to be enough. And he will surrender P1. Adam Garza to the front. That Cardano machine has been itching to get to the front and to win one of these races. Today could be the day based on what we're seeing here today. Unbelievably good job. Fast car. Hagan not too far back, though. A second away from the leader. So who's got it? Kevin King right here in P4. He's getting there too. We saw him really make up a lot of his time earlier on in that last 10 laps. So has he been still holding on to that car? Saving tire, potentially, to get to the end of the stage. Do not count out this man. Can definitely still go his way at the end of it. Corey Heim up to P7. Jackson Anderson having a pretty quiet race today, actually. Haven't talked much about him, but he is right here in that top 10. Was about 4th for the majority of it. First part of the run. Has settled in here for P6, so good stuff right here. Phipps, P8. Christian Angel right there in 9th. And his teammate not too far back right there in P10, so pretty comfortable spot for these two in 9th and 10th. Frankie's on his way about 2.5 seconds back. I don't think he's going to make that up in 8 laps. So Angel and Whitley should be okay here for some stage points, but teammates here battling Tim Robb and Jacob Weist. This is for a 12th spot. Daryl Young is right there in the front of those two. Trying what they can here. Tim Robb got a little bit loose right there, but makes himself known. Not too bad, though, as we get this thing down. Stage 2. Almost. Teammates kind of all over the track here. Whitley and Angel. Whitley might have them. Looks like this might be the case. Angel going to get a better run off the exit, but only if he doesn't clear Mark, and he doesn't. Angel's going to still have that position. He's going to be good to go here. Side by side, HDR teammates making it happen right there. So, big change right now in the front. Look at this, 3 wide, almost, just about. Trevor's Lasney a lap down, actually multiple laps down, I do believe. Unfortunately, Corey Heim rocking the outside lane. Andrew Phipps going to make his way around here in P7. Corey Heim still trying it. One of the only few in the field today who can say he's done that in real life, I'm sure. Just absolutely come so close to the outside wall. It can be crazy quick. I mean, we saw it a couple weeks back, right? In the real thing. Kyle Larson ripping that wall. How fast it can be. And he's making some time up there. He's going to get a good run here on Phipps at some point. Definitely catching him. Up front, still Garza. John Hagan has closed the gap, though. 0.4 of a second back to Adam Garza. Hagan won stage 1. As these two still fight for it. 4 laps to go here for stage 2. Frankie Barroso in P11. Oh, look at this. He really closed down that gap. That gap was about 2.5 seconds. And Frankie has just been flying. Very impressive run here. We're going to watch, see how Frankie navigates this. This is going to be for stage points. Keep in mind, he had the EOL to start the race at number 48. Patiently wait to get around these two drivers, Angel and Whitley. Not bad. Anderson and Devin Smecker trying to fight for a top 5 right now. Going at it. Couple laps to go in stage 2. Anderson going to get the run right here. Might try and cross them over. Tries to clear him. He has the room. Going to clear him right there. This is P5 for Anderson. Gets himself right back in the top 5. As Adam Garza, man, you can really start to see. Let's take a look on board. On board, Adam Garza, the Cardano machine. Watch for that sun right here in turn 4. Ooh, just below that grandstand. But we're getting down to it. 1 lap to go now for stage 2. Garza definitely looking a lot better this stage versus stage 1. Hagen's not going to catch him here, it looks like. Half a lap to go. Hagen won stage 1. Not going to quite catch Hagen here for stage 2. Adam Garza, though, man, very, very good run in stage 2. Going to get it done right now. Stage 2 winner, Adam Garza. Hagen, Drugman, Kevin King, Anderson, and then already, before they even get to the line, Smecker and Corey Heim coming down pit road. Again, we saw Whitley do this last week. Very, very smart move. They know the league in and out, these guys, I feel like. The stage ends when the leader crosses the line, so that means if they're way in the back, even within that top 10, they can come down pit road, and they know their stage points are locked in, so they can kind of sneak in a pit stop before another lap. Very, very heads-up play for these guys. A lot of guys making the moves. Max Brady has shown to be a fast car today, just hasn't been able to get himself to the front. Angel, Drugman, more drivers down pit road. Expect a lot more of them to come in a shorter distance. Garza, though, and Hagen still battling lap traffic. Thurston, man, unfortunately, just way back here in 20th spot. Now win a lap down. Just hasn't had that caution, right, to fix the damage, and I really feel like that's probably the case. There's no way it's any other reason besides that damage. As Hagen going to go around too. Mealy going to give out 13th spot here. Comes in for pit road. And this is lap 102, so we're going to see a lot more guys come down pit road here in just a bit, within about 5 or 10 laps, depending on when they pit before. But I really think this is going to be a time where, hey, they can go the distance now. Come down early. We saw how much the undercut worked with Van Drugman's, right, on a short run. But man, over 50 more laps, 47 more laps, what does that mean? How do you get this win? Garza and Hagen, that gap is shrinking just a little bit. Dirty air about to hit, but right now, sunset is going down too, right? So the sun, track is going to get tighter. Car's going to get a little bit more tighter, right, as well. Not going to be as easy to pass and to make moves. So track position matters. And I think right now, if you're one of these guys, I think the shortcut is the way to do it. Will Doe now peels off. Ooh, definitely going to be speeding right there. There's no way he's not going to get speeding unless he stops. Okay, maybe a smart move. Resets the scoring loop. I like it. James Thurston comes down right here. Going to get service to that number 6. Austin Halsey in that Red Bull machine comes down pit road as well. I haven't talked much about Halsey today, but man, solid run. Bowie, here we go. Down pit road. 2-time champion comes down pit road. And what can he do right now? Hasn't really been doing great these last couple of races. 3rd in points right now. But has to definitely figure it out. Anderson as well. Phipps comes down too. Got to be careful. Cannot speed right here. This could be the money stop for your race. Whitley as well. Oh no, that might not work. I don't know. Speeding police going to be out in full force. Tim Robb, Fetter Place as well down pit road. Have got to be so careful. Whitley has been one of those guys, again, another 2-time champion, has figured it out multiple times, but got to be so careful to not lock him up. No speeding on pit road. Let's see. Gets to go off right there, so not speeding. He would have had to wait right there, so good stuff. Hagan and Garza going at it right now. They still have to pit. So this is really for nothing, potentially, this lead change. As Garza going to come down pit road now. I like this move. You gave up the lead. Come down pit road. Get your tires. Get the undercut. Smart move. Hagan going to take the lead over on lap 108. As green flag stops well underway here. Ethan Delaire now on pit road, the 99 machine. Getting his service. Garza going to take 4. But again, hey, maybe. Hold on now. Does somebody take 2 tires here? I think it's viable. It's 40 laps to go. Somebody, I think, will take 2 tires. Is it Garza? Nah, no way. Is it? Oh, yellow flag. Oh, no. Who was that just spun? I couldn't tell who it was at the end there. I think they missed pit road. As Hagan just... I don't think he came down pit road in time. I think the yellow came out. Let's go back and see what happened here. I think it might have been Jujua. We'll see. Okay, here he is. Try and see where this happens. Oh yeah, comes down pit road, just spins it out. Oh man. Oh, unfortunate right there. Lucky enough, though, for most of the field came down pit road. A lot of guys are going to be stuck. But this is going to be huge news for a lot of these guys. Frankie Barroso, Brandon Six, Kevin King, Corey High, man, a lot of these guys here who came off pit road, or I'm sorry, stayed out on pit road. Huge for these guys. A lot of guys gonna be trapped a lap down now. Juju in the chat. I tried all day foring to not have a yellow flag. I appreciate the try. I was wondering why you disappeared so quick, but it's all good. Hey, it happens, right? If it wasn't you, it was going to be somebody else, right? We've seen it happen a lot, and a lot of these guys today, especially, it's been some sketchy pit road entries. A lot of guys have come very close to either spinning it out or getting loose. I know we saw Whitley do it, and I think Will Doe as well. Got almost out of control of their car. They were already on pit road, but I mean, they almost lost it. So it's bound to happen. Hey, we've seen it in real life too. We've seen Kyle Larson, man, kill the sand barrels. Actually, that was here. I think that was here actually, last year or the year before. So even the best can do it. It happens. But hey, that's going to change this race up a lot. I mentioned earlier about how a lot of these races come down to green for a long time, but then we get caution, caution, caution to end the race. So that could be what we see now. I hope we don't, right? But it could happen. This changes everything, though. Huge move. Hagan got lucky here. Garza going to be right here as well. Villalobos, Salyers, Brandon Six. Frankie Barroso has the lead of the race and got to come down pit road scot-free. This is monumental for a couple of these Bowie Eastboard drivers, and really 3, Barroso, 6, Villalobos. Man, big time luck of the draw right there for them. So they lucked one out here. Yellow flag just fell their way, and sometimes that happens. I think back to, I think it was this season, yeah, with Mark Whitley back in, I want to say it was Charlotte, where he had to pit, 2 times, and he did. He pitted right when the yellow, or got saved by the yellow twice, and just made it happen. So it's always funny when that thing happens and yellow save you, but all good. So our second caution of the day comes from Drew Jua, missing pit road, spinning out. Kind of weird, though. I mean, it was off track. It was pretty well off track on the inside, so I'm actually surprised iRacing threw the yellow flag. It normally won't. if they're well off the track like that. But either way, all good. Second caution, lap 112. Just about ready to wrap this thing up. 38 laps to go. I think the lights just turned on. Couple more yellow flags here. Looks like the race control pushing off the yellows just to make sure the field is locked in. That can happen. All good though. Big thanks to you folks for being here, obviously, here in Homestead on a Tuesday night. Always appreciate everyone who watches and follows us and subscribes. A lot of fun today. So, same state showdown well underway here in Homestead. Our last in-season tournament. Last couple of winners, John Hagen and James Thurston. We're going to try and go 1 to green here, and we'll see if we can get this puppy back rolling again. Lap 113. We'll go back green on lap 114. So here we go. So what does this mean, right? Now you find yourself, if you're Frankie, if you're Six, if you're Villalobos, right? Even Austin Salyer's right there. You know, what does this mean for you? You know, what do you do? I'm seeing Scott Gasorn up here as well. Somehow in like 6th spot, but he's a lap down, so I'm not sure why he's restarting where he's restarting. He definitely shouldn't be right there. He's 22nd according to our scoring, so scoring appears to be all jacked up, but we'll see how it all works out. It's one of those things, right? You get a long green flag run, people pitting, green flag pit stops underway, and then the yellow flag comes out. It always creates a mess every single time. So Scott Gasorn is 6th in line, definitely shouldn't be there. We'll see if race control fixes it. Looks like he will not, but all right, we're going to get back going here. Sort it out as we go. Looks like Frankie Barroso, Brandon 6th. Green flag is back out. Salyer's blinking a little bit. Always scary to see that at the front of the field. We are well underway, though. Frankie Barroso in the front of the pack. Trying to maybe steal a win here. Hasn't won in a couple of seasons. Definitely in a huge dry spell. A couple of guys, though, in the back. Trying to make it happen as well. Corey Heim way up top right here. Going to kiss the wall a little bit. Oh, no. A bunch of guys into the wall there. So Frankie up front, 6 right here. Garza still on his way to the front too. John Hagen all the way back in 18th. So again, with that exchange and how it all worked out, not sure. Hagen came down pit road, but right when the yellow came, he was right behind Drew Jua. Not sure how that worked out for him. Sounds like it didn't work out at all for him. That's unfortunate. Up in the front though, a lot of guys trying to make it happen. Corey, man, he is just on the outside lane, making it work. Corey Heim actually being shown 22nd, so the scoring definitely jacked up right here. Looks like race control might not have gotten everything squared away, but unfortunately that can't happen. Also, too, with drivers not paying attention to what iRacing's telling them, right? Hey, be behind this guy, be in front of this guy. So, not good. Not good at all, but the ones who are up front, who should be up front, are. But there are some lap down drivers in the mix, so unfortunate. But that can be one of those messes when these things happen. So up front, Frankie Barroso 6, and then Garza Could have sworn I just heard a car spin out. I heard some tire smoke, but could be wrong. Either way, we stay green. 1:18 underway. Will Doe 3 wide here. Van Drugman, got to be careful. Not going to be careful enough. Drugman gets in the inside lane. I don't think Will Doe I don't think he knew he was 3 wide. But we stay green. Van Drugman going to be in rough shape. Some damage right there as well. We'll try and zoom in real quick and see if we can find out. Yeah, right there, the left front. Not good. Hit the wall here. Oh man, this race is going south for a couple of guys. It's amazing how one yellow flag can just change the whole dynamic of a race. As Adam Garza is really, really close here. We know he's fast. 120 laps into the race. 30 to go. 6 in Frankie Barroso. This is going to be that delicate thing, right? You're in the lead. You got lucky with that yellow flag if you're 6, if you're Frankie Barroso, right? But man, what do these guys do? You have to, you know, Garza's right there. He's going to be fast, but you still have to maintain your tires to get to the end. Jackson Anderson up to P5 right now. Gonna get around Smecker. Villalobos in the way, right? Not in the way, but in Jackson Anderson's way to progress through that top 5. Bunch of guys, man. Look at this field. Max Brady actually doing pretty good. P8 right now. Smoke up front. Who was that? Couldn't quite tell. I think that might have been Corey Heim into the wall again, man. He is just knocking that thing down. Everyone getting through this race. Such a good race so far. And it's really unfortunate, too, that, you know, the wrecks come the way they do. It's just, you hate to see it, right? You don't want to see wrecks, especially big mix-ups with, you know, how the field is and strung out and things like that, right? But so far, lap 124, about 25 laps away here at the line to get to the end of this race. Frankie Barroso trying to hold off, trying to get his first win in a long time. Frankie up in P1, Garza right there in P2 though, and we know how fast he is. He's so good tonight. Six on the outside wall in P6. Yeah, getting word from race control that restart, I mean, really, a lot of guys were jumbled up. I'm looking at the front of the pack here, right? Frankie Barroso in the lead, but I look right behind him, you know, James Thurston right there, Corey Heim, a little bit farther back. I mean, these guys shouldn't be up in the front right here. They should have been tail end of the longest line, but they got mixed up in this, so unfortunate. But we carry on. 25 laps to go here. Frankie Barroso going to work his behind off to try and get and keep this lead. Looks like Frankie just might be pushing it, and I think it's not a bad move, right? If a caution were to come out again within this 24 laps, everyone's going to come down pit road and get tires, right? So at what point do you just say, you know what, screw it, I'm up here. I was gifted the lead with that caution. Let's try and keep it going. That could be what happens here. Kevin King in P7 right now. Just getting word, yeah, that race control, yeah, it looks like he tried to talk to a lot of these drivers to, hey, follow iRacing's directions, right? In these restarts, when they're messy like that, a lot of the time, iRacing will tell you, hey, be behind the 48 or be in front of this 8, the 8, right? Whatever. A lot of these guys didn't do that. So that'll be reviewed post-race, and hey, penalties will be given out if need be. Everyone here knows how to follow instructions, so if we don't want to follow that, then okay. As Adam Garza makes a move here for P1, tries to squeeze in. Oh man, door slams Frankie a little bit. Frankie on the outside though, gonna have that preferred lane. Still though, does Frankie choose the outside lane? I think that might be smart here. No, gonna close the door here on Garza. Thurston here as well. This is a driver who, again, a lap down right here might play a role into this race in how it ends. Frankie Barroso, Garza, Anderson not too far back either. Brandon 6. I think he stayed back a little bit there to try and save some tire to then mount a charge. Maybe in that lap, last 20 laps, 10 laps or so. We are getting down to it. Frankie Barroso still. Garza on the outside as well too. Does Frankie give it back to him? A little bit. No give and take right now. These guys are going for it right there. Anderson going to catch him for sure, though. This is really slowing down Garza. Thurston here. Hey, you know what? Given the circumstance, Thurston belongs here. Assuming he, would have had that spot to begin with, right? But typically shouldn't be in this battle, but circumstances are what they are. 19 laps to go. And Brandon 6 on the way. Andrew Phipps in P8. Max Brady in P9. Awesome recovery here for Max Brady to get himself up to back in that top 10. Christian Angel still in that top 10 spot. Going to try and go for 3 straight top 10s here. Very impressive if that's the case. Frankie Barroso, Garza. Going to close the door. Garza going to take the lead over. Frankie not done yet though. Side by side. Had a great run. Can't give it up yet. Frankie on the offense. Look at that move there by Brandon 6. Made his way around Jackson Anderson pretty effortlessly. I think that 66 machine saved his tires enough. And you can see Garza and Frankie, they're not saving. They're charging for it. They're going for it. That's exactly what 6 wants. Kevin King in P5, not too far back. Brady back in 10th, gonna get around. Oh, hold on. Tim Robb has better idea. Gonna try and battle Brady here. We are getting down to it. 16 laps to go. Again, a lot of guys back in the field, mixed up where they shouldn't be. Whitley was up front for the most part. Van Drugman, big damage. Corey Heim, not worried. Just, again, that yellow flag messed up a lot of people under green flag conditions, but that can happen, folks. But we're still side by side here. Frankie Barroso, Garza, not giving it up. A classic underway here in Homestead. How will this one end? Will we see a first-time winner in Adam Garza? Will we see a long-time, hasn't won in a while winner in Frankie Barroso? Can Brandon 6 finally break through this season? Can Anderson, right there in P4, steal one? Has one career win at Daytona last season, also the All-Star race last season. Can he get another regular season win as well? But hold on. Kevin King, not too far back either. This top 5 going to get really spicy in this 15 laps. Garza door slams Frankie there. Coming down the long straightaway. Man, absolutely awesome end to this TATER 225 by Starch Industries. Garza finally makes the pass here on the outside lane. But to what cost? Did Frankie and Garza blow their tires? 6 is there. Anderson's there. Kevin King is there. Garza going to have the advantage here. Going to try and break that draft. And right now, 13 laps away from his first career win here in ASRA. Can it happen today in Homestead? Frankie Barroso wants the win. He's got a good run right here, man. He's so close to him. Garza, very, very close. Has the track position, and that's the key right now, right? It's almost nighttime. We're not going to get full dark conditions, but man, the sunset well underway. We have a lot of guys battling for it right here. Frankie Barroso, Garza, 6. Anderson has fallen back a little bit. Kevin King is definitely working his way into that picture with 11 laps to go. I'll tell you what, very happy to not see cautions breeding cautions here at the end. It looks like we're going to see one of these classic finishes like we always do at tracks like this. Side by side here, John Hagan and Christian Angel trying to get himself back in that top 10. And there he is. Gets around Angel and Tim Robb. Six goes back to the low line. Kevin King going to try the outside lane now. A lot of lane searching where they can find speed. Smecker so far P6 up 18 spots from where he qualified. Very, very good run today. And just what he needs, right? This is the kind of race that I feel like he's needed last week as well. Great race. Starting to finally figure it out though towards the end of the regular season. That's all that matters. Andrew Phipps P7. Another fantastic run. Villalobos took advantage of that caution flag and got lucky with it. Right now a top 10. Man, really, really good run for a lot of these guys. Kevin King going to make a move here maybe on his teammate for the day, Brandon 6. He is right there. Frankie's going to have to work for it. If he wants his first win this season and his first win in a long time, he has got to try and pass one of the best in the series right now, Adam Garza. 8 laps away. Has the track position. Who wants it more? Adam Garza, looking for his first win. Has come so close. Multiple second place finishes. And then Frankie, man, right here. 6, Kevin King. A lot of feel-good stories in this top 5. But who's it going to be? Still time to figure it out. Frankie's right in the crosshairs. Top 20 all on the lead lap. Van Druggen, the last car on the lead lap right here. A bunch of guys. Again, Mark Whitley, Fetter Place, Brandon Bowie, all back in that 15th on back section. 15th through 20th. Nobody really racing super hard right now on track. Daryl Young, Fetter Place. Pretty well side by side. A word for a second. Going to try and go for it. This is for a 13th spot. But all eyes on the lead right now with 6 laps to go for the TATER 225. When does Frankie make his move? It looks like the outside line's not going to be it. So when does it happen? I thought for a second 6 might have had, a run mounting because he was really on his way up there. Just not quite there. Tires maybe fell off faster than he would have wanted. But up front, Garza and Barroso. Frankie continues to get a good run here. Let's actually ride on board Frankie Barroso. No pressure, Frankie. But what can he do here? Driving the wheels off of this car right now. Kind of eases up on corner entry. Gonna get a better run right here off of exit. Gonna be in that draft too with Garza. And now 4 laps. What do we see? Do we see a bump and run? Do we see a clean pass? Or do we see nothing? do we see Adam Garza just setting off into the sunset here at Homestead with his first win? Lap traffic going to play a big role into this. Up ahead, I believe that's Trevor Zelazny. Whole field for the most part, single file, all able to breathe. Nobody really under fire right here. Jacob Weiss, Ryan Sharp. This is in the back here for about 17th and 18th spot. Brandon Six trying to find some speed on the outside lane. Kevin King not going to be up there as well. It's going to come down to these two, Garza and Barroso. One more time around to get the white flag here. Adam Garza has done everything right this season. College Series driver, doing very well over there. Might not be a playoff driver, unfortunately, because of the attendance policy within the league, but man, either way, looking to get his first win of the season in ASRA. Frankie Barroso not going to be able to get him. It looks like one flag. The white flag is out here for the TATER 225. Adam Garza has to navigate through lap traffic. Comes down, turns 1 and 2. Very, very fast car all day long. A caution came out. Frankie Barroso, Brandon Six, a bunch of guys got lucky and were able to get themselves in contention here. But at the end of the day, nobody can stop Adam Garza from winning his first race here in the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. Here he is, Adam Garza, Cardano, in the winner's circle today from Homestead, Miami. Unbelievable race. Unfortunately, drama as well. If it's not cautions, it's definitely, well, I guess it was cautions this time around, but hey, either way, it can happen. Crazy finish, crazy circumstances today. Adam Garza, though, finally breaks through in the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series here in Homestead. Gets his first win of the season. And well-deserved. Fast all day long today. Stage 2 winner. And the big winner today on track. Finally gets it done. Adam Garza with the win today for the TATER 225. We're going to come right back, folks. We'll talk to your top 3 like we always do. Garza, Barroso, and Kevin King. We'll come right back. Welcome back, folks, to the conclusion of the TATER 225. Big race today, man. What an instant classic today was. Kevin King finishes off in P3. We'll bring him in real quick, like we always talk to the top 3. Let's see if we can sneak him in. Where is he? Kevin King. Where are we, sir? Don't see our boy. All right, we'll hold off on Kevin King for now. Maybe he had to bounce right after the race. We can't quite tell, but we'll bring in P2 for now. Frankie Barroso See if we can find out where Frankie is. There he is. Frankie Barroso today finishes P2. Man, what an awesome run today for you. I know it didn't start off that great, but man, the way that yellow flag came out at the right time, it seemed like, kind of put yourself in position to try and get that win today. Garza, man, it was pretty quick. Either way, gotta be happy with the top two today, man.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic considering where it started. I don't know what happened with me and Tim Robb, but if it is my fault, I would just want to apologize because that was not really good on my part. But I got really lucky with the yellow. If that didn't happen, the yellow didn't happen, I probably would have finished like 10th. But all in all, really good. And the last, I don't know, however it was, 25 laps with Adam was an absolute blast. Just door to door for like, I think it was like, what, 10 straight laps or something like that?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was great.
Just beating and banging. So like, it was really fun. So.
Absolutely. Instant classic. I feel like a very good race. 2 cautions. I mean, honestly, very, very good race. That last caution was obviously, it kind of messed up the field. What did you see from your end? I mean, from the booth, it's hard to really tell sometimes what happens, but was it just that like lap down cars were involved in the top, or like what went down there, do you think?
Are you talking about the pit stops or the ending of the race?
Yeah, the caution flag where it came. Yeah, the caution where it came out, and a lot of guys were like Gasorn and like Corey Heim. A lot of guys were like in the top of the field there where they probably shouldn't have been, but I guess that can happen with.
Yeah. So the thing is, like with it being obviously run by iRacing, so with the league how it's run, everything's done by iRacing, including like the forming of the restart. So like really the only people that didn't pit were the top 4 on the restart, and that's why everybody else had already pitted, taken the wave around, or had a penalty of some sort, so they had to start single file. Because if you're a lap down, you can't choose, and if you have a penalty, you also can't choose. Also, if you're the lucky dog as well. So, I mean, it was kind of a weird and wonky restart. I kind of wish there was a little more chaos. You know, but you know, it is what it is, man. I had an absolute blast. I had a really good car in the long run. I had a good car in the short run, but if I took care of it, I was really good in the long run. And Adam is just stupid fast, and I did everything to hold him off, but there was only so much I could have done besides put him in the wall, and I'm not going to do that. So, you know, it happens, man. I'm happy for a P2 though. I'll take it.
Very good. Also in the same state showdown, you beat out your teammate Brandon 6 to advance as well. So that's also a plus as well. So hey, P2 not bad on the day, man. Give us a shout out on to your sponsors or friends. What you got for us?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Bowie Esports for the amazing car, just amazing team in general, and race day being on the car. Love that. And also want to thank the league for putting on a really good show. I mean, I'm a little biased because Homestead's my home track, but I feel like we should always be at Homestead every single year. That's a 100% no-brainer. But you know, gotta thank everybody else for running a really clean race. It was like only 2 cautions, and they were both like, I think one of them was like on like lap 10 or something. So, you know, it was just really, really happy, and I'm glad I get my best finish of the year.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, good stuff today. We'll catch you next week from Sebring. Kind of a wild card race there itself, but going to be a lot of fun, man. We'll catch you next time.
All right. See you guys.
All right, we have Kevin King here, actually, so we'll bring him in right now. Just saw him pop in to become available, so let's sneak him in real quick. Here he is, Kevin King. Didn't see you a second ago, but here we are right now, man. P3 snuck it out. Snuck out Brandon 6 there at the end, I saw. And for a top 3 today, not the win, not the back-to-back win today, but still a damn good race, and the top 3 is not too bad, right?
Yeah, I think that was a very good example of what not to do for strategy. I pit for fuel and thought I would just take fuel and then be okay just because the lower fuel tank and all that fun stuff. And then I saw guys behind me took tires, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take tires. When that cost me 20 something spots. So went back to like 30th or so, and of course we had the longest green flag run ever, which is awesome, but also not awesome for me trying to like get back up there. And I got somewhat close, but you know, it's just you can only make up so much time on some of these guys. It's not that easy. So did what I could. I felt like I was going to get fifth. I felt like I made some good calls towards the middle of the race to get some track position, and was able to leapfrog some people. But then that last yellow, I didn't know what was happening because I was in a good spot, and then I pit, and then I thought, because it said pit open, and so I pit, and then next thing I knew, I was behind all these people, and I was like, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
So lost all that track position again, and then it was not just lead lap cars, it was lap cars as well. So I just said, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna go as hard as I can, and drove all the way up there, and I figured fourth wasn't gonna be too bad. But then I don't know if Brandon's tires finally fell off. It seemingly happens at this place, and I was able to get third. But yeah, I felt like I should have had a better race. It just didn't feel like a good race for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those races where it's just, you're out there, but you're not really feeling like confident because everything's kind of going against you. So I felt like the pace was fine. I just was on the wrong side of the strategy too much to see how I would actually do. But we'll take third.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, always a pleasure. And hey, top three, pretty good. That race was a lot of fun. So good to see, man. Hey, shout out real quick to any sponsors that you want to still mention, or the floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to obviously thank all the Bowie guys for letting me race. This was my fourth race. They allowed me to run 4 races, so this will be my last one. But I had a blast in my 4 races against these guys. A very good group of people. You do a really good job on the admin side of things. It's fun to just be able to race in some leagues and not get told you can't race anymore because you're too fast or whatever some other league said about me, and it was kind of frustrating. But I definitely enjoyed coming out here, having some fun, you know, hanging out with the guys on Mondays to figure out the setups and cars and all that fun stuff. So it definitely was a good time. Like I said, you have a lot of good drivers, a lot of good attitudes. So all the guys who are listening, keep it going, man. It's leagues are not easy, and the drivers really make what a league is about. So the more commitment you guys have, the more dedication, the more respect you have with each other, the better the leagues are as a whole. So keep doing what you're doing. I definitely will keep watching and see how things play out. So I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, pleasure to have you. We'll catch you next time, dude. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
There he is, Kevin King. Hey, I always say it, man. Always a class act. He knows his stuff, right? P1, we're going to not have him wait any longer. Adam Garza, the winner of today's race. Let's sneak him in real quick. Where is he? Here's the man.
Lucky dog.
Here he is, man. Adam Garza. Sorry, we kind of plucked you out of that infield care center, but hey, I'm sure you're pretty pumped, man. P1 on the day. You had a pretty big fight on your hands with Hagen earlier on, and then Frankie Barossa there at the end, who got graced by that yellow flag. But man, you got it done. You got the dub in the 8 Cardano machine, man. How do you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. First and foremost, I want to apologize to Brandon 6. I was going for Seam in turn 3 there, and I know he had the pace to win the race, and we just kind of met in the middle and knocked him sideways, and that's just not how I race. But I just wanted to first and foremost say sorry to him. I don't like to race that way. I didn't try to turn him across my nose, but yeah, all in all, it was a fantastic day for the Cardano 8 Ford, the Murphy Esports Cardano Ford, and I just can't thank Brian and Greg Bonepool enough, and Cardano Shepherd, and you know, all of our amazing partners that are willing to make this happen for us. We threw a couple of them away this year, and it feels good to finally get one. So I couldn't be more pumped.
Yes, sir, man. Always looking pretty good today. Yeah, I mean, Hagen was definitely pretty quick earlier on. It seems like you had the car maybe on a long run. How'd the track transition, do you think, if you want to tell the fans real quick about like the day into sunset conditions? We didn't go into full nighttime, but how'd the track change for you?
Oh yeah, to those listening, the track did actually surprisingly go through quite a change, but not the change that you think it would go. You would tend to think that with the rubber laydown that the track would free up. The track temp didn't really change that much, even though it was lowered. But when the rubber's being put down on the bottom, if you guys could tell back at home, I was using kind of a slider line to the seam. so I could turn my car instead of trying to arc it, as it would just kill my right front. And yeah, so all in all, the track tightened up as the rubber laid down and the tent went down. So it was overall, it was great, a great race, and surprisingly moved around a ton, and all lanes were viable. And once again, just can't thank everybody enough at Murphy, and including you too, Steve. This is a fun time, and I had a blast.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, always appreciate it. And hey, good stuff today. Finally broke through. Always a good time, man. Hey, real quick, the floor is yours. Do you have any sponsors or friends and family you want to shout out, man?
Yeah, again, I can't thank, Brian for reaching out to me, making it all happen, and my wonderful teammates, and Greggy, aka Bone Pool, and Cardano Shepherd, and all of our partners, Drip Draws, Web3, Starch, and all the good stuff like that, and especially Cardano and Greg. He's done so much for me already, helping me out, guiding me, and all that good stuff. So just can't thank them enough.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, good stuff today. We'll catch you next week from Sebring. Another fun, interesting road course we're going to head to, and should be a lot of fun there. Something different, the middle race of the same state showdown, man. So good stuff, good momentum on the way to the playoffs. Have a good night, dude. Big win.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
There he is, Adam Garza, the winner of today's TATER 225. Big win today for him. Another first-time winner in the series. Always love to see when that happens. But hey, that's it, folks. That was the TATER 225. Big race, big implications. 2 more races to go here before we get to the playoffs. Next week at Sebring International Raceway. You'll know that track from the Sebring 12-hour that IMSA goes to. It's a road course basically made out of a World War II Air Force base, I believe, and very cool place. Very bumpy, very worn out surface, and that'll be a lot of fun to get going on that. After that, Daytona, we'll wrap up the regular season, and we will have our top 12, but not before the wild card race. After that, at Las Vegas, we'll talk a lot more about that once it comes. But hey, have a good night, folks. This was Homestead. Thank you to all of our fans, our sponsors, and friends and family. Awesome race today. Adam Garza is your winner. TATER 225, folks. We'll see you next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Race Day. Have a good night.